All right. Well, it is 5/13/2020, the last day of Thomas Nelson's 2019-2020 spring semester, which has been cut short by our global pandemic. And in light of all of our beautiful Thomas Nelson traditions being hacked down by a pandemic, we thought we'd have a virtual torchlight to make things a little brighter, I guess. So with that, I'm hosting here along with Kira Mills, and we've got Mr. Martin here, Alex Martin, watching the YouTube live chat because I can't keep my eyes on the slideshow I'm supposed to be walking through and the live stream at the same time. Please leave comments and stuff like that whenever it's appreciated, and hopefully we can shout you out something like that. But I guess with that, we're going to go ahead and roll on to the first part of the Torchlight segment, being the senior streaker, Austin Burba.
Hello, my name is Austin Burba, and I would like to welcome you all to Thomas Nelson's 2020 Torchlight ceremony. Today is a day which signifies the opening of new doors.
We'd also like
not only
to
the
give a
senior
shout out
class, but
to Brooke Whitlow from Central Office for being here to help us stream. Thank you, Brooke.
Junior class as well. The time has arrived for the senior class of 2020 to finally jump from the nest that it seems we have been in for so long. In order to do so, we must first pass our legacy to the class of 2021. 4 years ago, many of us felt uneasy at the thought of making this leap of faith. We were a bunch of nervous freshmen, not exactly sure where lives were going to take us. We only had dreams of the future and looked at it as something distant and far off. We will soon begin the future we have all dreamed of, and whether we like it or not, it is our time to make our mark on the world. This all starts by inspiring the junior class to achieve even greater things than we did. I have learned during my time at Thomas Nelson that our class is one which has many talents of all kinds which will apply to various paths of life. There has never been a time in which the world needed the graduating class like it does now. We have the opportunity to change the world during a crisis which will be in the history books far longer than we will live to see. We cannot dwell in the past and allow the virus to defeat us, but instead we must come together as a graduating class and break through the barriers that have been set upon us. We define the future and what it beholds, the virus does not. So as we walk to the edge of the nest, spread our wings, and take the jump we've all been anticipating since our first day at Thomas Nelson, we must seize the opportunities we have been granted. While the class of 2020 prepares to make our mark on the world, it is now the class of 2021's duty to lead Thomas Nelson. Whether you are planning to lead your senior year through football, National Honor Society, beta, basketball, or anything in between, do so to the greatest of your abilities. You have big shoes to fill, so do not fall into the traps of mediocrity, because this would be a waste of talent and preparation that you have been provided in the 3 years we have experienced alongside one another. Allow no one but yourself and God Himself to define who you are and how you decide to leave your impact on Thomas Nelson when it comes your time to pass the torch. It does not matter what this impact is, what it involves, or how long it takes, as long as it is positive and meaningful, because if you truly believe in something, you will accomplish it at all costs. Although you all are still in the nest that my peers and I will be leaving so soon, do not take it for granted. The next year will give you the opportunity to define the rest of your life. During this time, do not forget to thank the people that have put you in the position you're in today. Whether it is your parents and family support, Thomas Nelson's staff's commitment to redefining what learning and teaching truly mean, or the ways God has blessed His school and its students, take a moment to spread gratitude to those who have gotten you to where you are today. So seniors, as you pass your torch today, know that it will signify a new chapter of your life. You will no longer be a bird restricted by a nest, but instead you have the freedom to fly as you please. Juniors, as you receive your torch today, know that this will signify the last chapter of your time at Thomas Nelson. My favorite ask of you is to use your final year not to be comfortable. Use this year to show the world who you are and what you're capable of. Use this year to spread your wings so when the time comes, you'll be ready to fly. Thank you.
Okay, Ryan, that's a wrap on Austin's video. And your mic is still muted.
Yeah, I was having trouble getting it to.
So next we're going to move into our next video, which was filmed by house stewards and SOC members that are seniors that wanted to pass on some advice to our underclassmen.
Hello, Thomas Nelson. Due to the unfortunate circumstances of the coronavirus pandemic, our year has been cut a little short. And unfortunately, we are unable to hold some of the traditions at Thomas Nelson as we normally would. With that being said, since we are unable to come together for the Torchlight ceremony this year, the thought class, along with the backpack class, decided to come together to bring the Torchlight ceremony to you. We asked some of our seniors the question, what advice would you give to the junior class as they begin their journey to take on the Torchlight and lead at Thomas Nelson?
Senior year can be very overwhelming. With applying to colleges and battling senioritis, it can be a lot. So my advice for the upcoming senior class is to start applying for colleges now. If you have a mental list of schools you'd like to apply to, it's best to start now. Take classes that interest you. While AP and honor level classes may seem like a necessity to get into colleges, you shouldn't overlook classes that truly intrigue you. Take advantage of work-based learning. It allows you to see your community in a new way and creates bonds that will last a lifetime. Pursue your passions and try new things. Just as you should take classes that interest you, it's also important that you make time for clubs, sports, activities, and hobbies that you enjoy. It's never too late to discover a new passion. Don't give up completely. Senioritis is very real and you'll probably lose all motivation after winter break. Despite this, you've got to keep trying. Get your work done, hand in assignments on time, and make sure your grades don't slip too much. Don't take anything for granted. I know you've been hearing this over and over for the past few years, and you don't want to hear it again, but really, high school flies by. You may be eager to move on, but ultimately, there will be aspects of your high school life that you'll miss. Whether it's seeing your friends every day or an activity you're involved in, there is something that makes everyone's school day better. This time next year, you won't be able to experience it in the same way ever again. Create fond memories and appreciate the moments that make you smile. The time will fly by. High school is coming to a close. You can either make your senior year exciting, productive, and memorable, or you can walk away after graduation filled with regrets and what ifs.
So what's one piece of advice you give to the junior class as they go into senior year?
That's a good question there. I would have to say, don't be scared to try new things. It's never too late to start something new.
Hello, my name is Coach Cook, and I'm a senior at Thomas Nelson, making it my 4th year. As a senior, I recommend all juniors and underclassmen take advantage of the opportunities presented. If you want to join a club, do it. If you want to play a sport, do that as well. This is the time to really do what you want before it's too late. For juniors especially, start preparing for college early. You think you have plenty of time to get it all figured out until you don't. Starting early and pacing yourself allows for a more fun and relaxed senior year. Lastly, spend a lot of time with friends, go to sporting events, so the senior year really is an enjoyable year before everyone goes their separate ways. And just make the best of the time you have. Thank you and good luck.
Hey juniors, I know that you're about to go into Torchlight ceremony and you're about to start a new chapter of your life. So my advice to you, for you going into your senior year, is to not take anything for granted. Don't hold anything back and just go into your senior year. Do those sports or those clubs or anything that you've been wanting to do, and just do it. Just do all of it and any of it. Soak up every single moment of the senior year, because you're never going to get it back. And you're never going to have time to go back and do something again. So just do everything now and enjoy every single moment of it.
Hey guys, my name is Mackenzie Lamar, and I'm a senior at Thomas Nelson, and I just want to leave you guys with a little bit of advice before I graduate. So the one thing you guys really need to work on is filling out scholarships as soon as they come out. They start coming out in September, October, and you just want to make sure that you have a reference on standby, you have a resume updated, and you have all of this in your Google Drive so that it's easy access and it's easy to have it all organized and in one place. The second bit of information that I want to give you guys is to always make sure that you're not settling for anything less than you guys deserve. Senior year is full of changes and obstacles, and it can be hard when you're losing people and you know you're going to lose people as soon as you go off to college or wherever you're going to be heading. But as long as you remember that you're going to grow as a person, you're going to mature, and you don't let anyone stop you from growing, then you'll flourish. And don't forget to take care of yourself, each other, in this place. Go Generals.
So, Mr. Martin, is there anything worth talking about in the chat there that you're monitoring?
Yeah, the chat's blowing up. I appreciate you guys chiming in and sharing and participating here. At the beginning, lots of congratulations for our senior class. Obviously, a tough time, but a lot of people sharing some love and appreciation for you guys. And then, especially special for Miss Rucci, is this was the last class she taught at the elementary level. Graduates this year. Some of our Bloomfield babies are, in fact, Thomas Nelson 2020 graduates. Coach Boblet says, proud of you, Burba. Let's see. Then lots of shout outs for the sock video as well. Izzy, great advice. We're going to miss you. Thanks for your leadership. Old Clay, how you will be missed. Mr. Merrifield said you sure let your hair go during this NTI period. Clay, you're one of a kind. China, great advice. Mackenzie, my girl, says Amelia Boone. So, guys, keep using the chat. Thank you guys for sharing.
All right, well, I'm going to go ahead and present our slideshow. So, everything that was said there with seniors passing on their advice fits into this narrative of leaving something behind for those who are going to be there when you're not. And the Torchlight ceremony is all about feeding our narrative with this idea of building legacy and tradition. So I'm just going to hand through some of these old photos here. Kira, what do you know about Thomas Nelson tradition and rituals?
Right. So I actually transferred over to Thomas Nelson, so I'm a little rusty, but I have loved every single second of our Purple Cow oatmeal eating. I'm really just so blessed to be part of this Thomas Nelson community. I'm a little biased towards SOC, I'm not even going to lie, as our VP this past year. But I'm super proud of all of our seniors and their leadership this past year. So they definitely have left their legacy.
That's for sure. So all these photos you're seeing here of sports and even more clubs, service, stuff like that. Seniors are, as they go through Thomas Nelson, they're creating, they're connecting, they're building relationships, experiences, and things greater than themselves. But there comes a time whenever every senior must, of course, graduate and move on to their future story. And they can't just fully leave behind what they've built because there'll always be some part of them there in that legacy, what they've done. And a part of the Torchlight is about making sure that you're passing on the torch figuratively to someone else to carry on the work you've been doing, to not only build upon what you've done, but to put their own self into it, to build more, to preserve Thomas Nelson's traditions and rituals that make us so unique and so effective at what we do. Kira, what do you know about somebody leaving something behind for you, something for you to build upon?
Right. So my biggest shout out today is going to go to Riley Peak, who we never worked together in a student organization or anything like that, but I got to work with Riley this past year through SOC. She represented cheerleading, and she also passed me her torch, which was a huge honor. Riley has been so positive in her leadership, and she honestly just has rolled with the punches, which we have thrown a lot at her this past year. I'm super excited to like bring her leadership style with me into next year, my senior year. I'm really just so fortunate that I got to work with Riley this year and learn from her work ethic this past year. I'm definitely going to miss her next year.
Right. So as we move on to the end of this semester, and as the seniors don't leave us behind, but move on to something greater, we think about legacy, we think about tradition. And with that, we had a couple of students submit videos of them symbolically passing on a torch, seniors passing on torches to a junior. And with that, we have a video which I made in, about an hour, compiling the wonderful work of all of the juniors and seniors. So if we could play that, please.
My name is Mackenzie Lamar, and I will be passing my torch to Bailey Hilton. And one thing I want her to continue is giving kindness to people around her, just like she gave me this whole year. Thank you, Kenzie. I'm going to miss you so much next year, but I know you're going to do great things in college. And you've got a great life ahead of you, girl, so don't ever forget that.
Hello, my name is Austin Burba, and I'm passing my torch to Stone Boone. Stone, I know you're going to do great things next year in track.
Thank you, Austin. I'm going to miss you.
As a senior, I'd like to pass my symbolic torch to Carson Mauser. He's a junior in my Care Connect, and I've known him for 30 years. We've both seen each other grow up into the people we are today in that time span of being in Care Connect together. I'd like to pass the symbolic torch of a achievement medal to him so that he can live his last year of high school and college and beyond with high achievement, and I want him to live on that legacy of success. So good luck, Carson, and here, live out this medal.
Coulter, so good to see you, big fella. I'm so excited to be taking this gorgeous medal from you today. It means so much to be making this video with you. It means a lot to me over the Care and Connect. These 3 years that I've had as a junior, so I really look forward to carrying on achievement as a general. So appreciate you, buddy.
In replacement of a torch, we have a heart to symbolize love, courage, strength. I'm passing my torch to Graceland Benningfield in hopes that she carries on leading our Care and Connect and leading the class and house stewards and really pushing her, not only herself, but our girls to step up and also take initiative within the school, within the Care and Connect, because whenever I first came to the school, Care and Connect was really my safe haven, and it gave me so many opportunities and really helped me branch out to who I am now.
I'm Graceland Benningfield, and I'm accepting this heart from Cassidy Warren. I plan to carry on her legacy to keep our Care and Connect motivated and moving out of our comfort zones.
I'm Tia Luce, and I'm passing on my torch to Carly Spalding, and I hope she continues her legacy in cheer next year.
My name is Carly Spalding, and I accept my torch from Tia Luce and hope to continue her amazing legacy through cheerleading.
Hello, my name is Kaylee Miller, and I will be passing on the torch of the softball to Jenna Minter, and I want her to continue the legacy of being a leader on the softball team.
Hi, my name is Jenna Minter, and I'm going to be accepting a softball from Kaylee Miller, and I plan to continue the legacy by being a leader and having energy on the softball field.
Hey guys, it's Van Thompson, and I'm going to be passing my torch to Dana Dotson because through her couple of times in bowling, she was amazing. She didn't really care what anyone thought, so go her and good luck.
Hello, I'm receiving my
Torchlight from Savannah Thompson. Thank you for always being so positive and nice. And when I first did bowling or tried it out the first time, you were really sweet and you helped me out. And I like seeing you smile at me when I'm walking down the hallway. And I appreciate you passing your torchlight to me.
I'm passing my symbolic torch to Grant Amshoff. I'm really proud of everything that you did this year, from being a good team of teams leader in SOC to getting the GSP. And I know you're going to do great things and everything next year. And I hope we can keep in touch some. Thank you, Caleb, for passing on this tennis ball to me. Greatly appreciate it. I'll miss you next year. Good luck in college, buddy.
My name is Sammy Howard, and I will be passing my torch to Taylor Bryan to continue energy and hustle on the soccer field.
Hi, my name is Taylor Bryant, and Sammy Howard will be lighting my torch, and I will be continuing the legacy of the Ladies General Soccer Team.
I'm passing this torch down to Marty Kurtzinger because evidently I am a mom and can connect, and I do people's hair and makeup, and this is important for me to pass it to Marty because I know she will very much accomplish this.
Thank you, Abby Young, for this responsibility and Care Connect.
Hi everyone, my name is China Martin and I'm a graduating senior. I'm passing my torch to Kelsey Holbrook because she is going to be taking my place next year as president of G Crew, and she is going to be an awesome leader.
Hi, my name is Kelsey Hubbard. China Martin is lighting my torch, and I'm going to be continuing the legacy of G Crew.
I pass my torch to Josh Hazel. Doing so, I pass the leadership of Caring Connect to him.
Thank you, Clay. Very cool.
So, traditionally, all of our seniors stand in a circle around our gym, and the juniors stand behind them. And they actually get to pass on a candle, but unfortunately, due to these circumstances, we didn't get to do that. But we thought this was second best option. So I'll let you finish up, Ryan.
All right. So with that, I'd like to pose a challenge to any seniors in our audience today. Think within the next couple days of that junior who you meant to pass the torch to, or one you would have liked to. Think about how great they are and what they'll do to not only preserve the things that you've worked hard for, but you know they're going to make magic next year just like they have in the past. And I want you to very soon pick up your phone, give them a phone call, let them know how much they matter. Let them know that even in trying dark times like this, there's still that little light in this world, that light of a torch that you're passing on to them to make things right very soon. I want to personally thank all of you all for tuning in today, staying strong during these very difficult times. So much like a torch, I'm just going to pass the mic over to, I suppose, Mr. Martin or anyone who has any last final notes to speak up, maybe some things in the chat.
Yeah, really appreciate everyone getting on today. I wanted to share just a few last comments in the chat. Lots of love for Ryan and Kier today for their leadership, really supporting this conversation. So you guys didn't get left out, and I appreciate you guys having my back here as well. But yeah, thanks again for logging on. This will conclude our Torchlight 2020. Congrats, class of 2020, and have a great summer.